Don't get caught up in your thoughts. With 6 hours sleep, I'm feeling a little bit like yeah today, and I find that the thoughts sometimes that come out on my spiritual journey are not always happy thoughts. And this is not because I don't feel connected, but sometimes we hold on to emotions and fears and doubts, and so it's so easily to get wrapped up in looking at what you haven't got in life and what you're lacking or what possibly might create it. Luckily enough, through meditation and through my journeys and stuff, I do find that most of the time I do enjoy life, and I find that's what really is the key to it, because you're creating magic moments and also you're giving yourself that opportunity to really experience life. But at the age of 50, life is always a reflection, always looking at, and because the last 10 years I've spent soul searching one thing or another, I have been looking into a lot of things that I've created, the reasons for the creation, even going back to past life. And so sometimes I think you can overthink. I think you can spend too much time. And so I'm learning now just to enjoy the moment for whatever it is. If it's not enjoyable, it's not enjoyable. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. But with myself, there's a lot of reasons why I could have absorbed a lot of negativity. I'm connected to a lot of people. I'm also tend to find that when I think of somebody, I can feel their emotions and their fears and their doubts and their worries. And sometimes this ignites some of my own insecurities. And so then I can easily get onto a sort of a downward spiral until I realise it's not even my own thoughts or my own feelings really. They've just been triggered. Because when you go on a spiritual journey, the problem that everybody is they're trying to be the perfect person, to do the perfect life. And we all know that life isn't perfect. I mean, I'm lucky enough that most of my life is at peace, and I'm learning just to go with the flow. And there might be a reason why a problem or an issue has turned up, and that has helped me a lot more. And also getting back to the moment at times, I appreciate the past and appreciate the future, because I know that they're making me into the person I am. But I don't want to attach to them. If you're always attaching, thinking that good memories are brilliant, but you've also had emotions at that time. So sometimes when you delve into the past and you hold on to that moment and wish you could recreate that moment, there was still emotional issues to do with that moment. That's why you had that lesson or why you had that experience. And so sometimes you can actually then make a good memory into a bad memory, or you can recreate it, but it'll never be the same. And so then you start to think, oh, well, it's not as good. It's like eating the perfect pie or whatever, or scoring the best goal. You probably won't create that moment again because it wasn't for any other but that moment. So really, your spiritual journey is about everything. And that is the one thing that I learned about life that I wish I'd known earlier. Most of my life, I just enjoyed it. I didn't have time to think about it. But the last 10 years of soul searching, and I think you can overthink. I think you can over worry. I think you can over try and fix everything. And it's not needed to. It wouldn't have been a journey. I look back now of all the things I've learnt through channeling, through people, through connection, through nature, one thing or another. And without any bit of it, I probably wouldn't have had the knowledge and understanding to help people and to share my experience now. So when you start to realise this, the world changed for you. Everything changes for you. I'm so less into drama now. I'm so less into people. I want to help anybody. So it's not a case that I reject people or anything like that. But sometimes, I don't need the hassle. I don't need the worry. I don't need to please people anymore or do things that makes them happy. Because luckily, the most people that I meet now, and I have limited certain parts of my life to this, the people sharing the same or similar experience as I do. And so I'm able to enjoy that more because I'm not looking or searching for that key moment or that key person to make my life. And so you do go through a little bit of a hermit stage on your journey, on your spiritual journey, and to understand that that's okay. You know, being alone is okay, being happy is okay, being sad is okay. And so when you start to do that, you start to get back to being a learning machine and appreciating things. I mean, I was in entertainment, I ran pubs, I did all sorts of things. I was Mr. Entertainment at one time. I spent my whole life entertaining. And yet to think about entertaining now would sort of like go, oh my God. Not that I can't do it, it's that I enjoy the peace and quiet more. God, if you had told me that 20, 30 years ago, I'd have thought you're mad. Do you know what I mean? Because my life was so hectic. And that's why when I was even at the university, I just enjoyed every day. It was such an experience, and I had some great friends and great opportunities and we just partied pretty much for 2 years, actually, if I think about it. Probably not so good for the studies wise. But that is the lesson, the journey, that is the understanding. And so once you realise this, then, stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Stop searching for that one person. Love all people. Love everything you do. Then you find more enjoyment in life. And you even enjoy the sad moments because you know that they're releasing that which is stopping you from flowing. So even today, feeling a little bit because I haven't quite had my sleep and I'm thinking about what I should eat and and what I should drink and I'm trying all sorts of things to keep myself connected. I think sometimes you just go, put it in the fuck it bucket and move on. Just put it in there. Stop worrying. Stop threatening. It will all work out. It always does. The universe always brings me what I need and everything. So you just got to learn to enjoy life. I think that's the key to this all. It's just taking time out. So what do I do when I'm feeling a little bit down? I normally get plenty of warm water in me because obviously dehydration causes a lot of that and neutralises the negativity. I check my lines to see who I might be attached to or who might be feeling a little bit down, just in case I'm picking up from other people. I'll be careful that I've cut my times before I go onto Facebook and YouTube and everything, because we're all seeing the world that we possibly would like or whatever, and it takes us from who we are and being who we are, So then I go into nature. There's another way of me cleansing, or I get inspired on something like YouTube or somebody's quote or even my own quote sometimes. And, there's all different ways to get yourself out of this feeling. And often I realise that I'm only having the feeling because it's time to let go, It's just giving me something. And because I meditated last night, I should have meditated this morning. But I meditate before I go to bed. And that gets me right because I do the miracle meditation, which also includes my mind, body, soul alignment. That's why I put it on there. And so most of the time, besides the sleeping bit, which just puts me off a little bit, if I do get my 7 hours in, then I have a fantastic day. If I don't, then I'm feeling a bit lethargic, but then I see myself, well, maybe that's for a reason. There might have been something at Air Tour, something I did yesterday that caused it. This is going from a guy who was 114 times to register me waking up every hour to I'm down to about 4 now. 4 times an hour. Then I'm not doing too bad, really. But now I'm starting to feel a lot better. I'm going to start walking again, getting back into nature, and start enjoying life more. And start thinking about, because my son doesn't need me as much now because he's now 16 and at college and everything. But so it may be time for my life now to really, I've done my 10 year, I've learnt all my lessons, and I'm sharing now everything I can with yourselves. I might revamp my mediumship pack because mediumship for me gave me so much. If I wasn't able to channel, I would have known all my situations to do with my parents, my childhood, my past life, and all the things that stopped me from flowing and stopped the connection when I did my mediumship and everything like that. And I might do something on natural gifted. I realise now that I'm always connected, and it's something I wanted to be. But then that comes with the odd moment of you're picking up on everybody else's stuff. And so that's why I got a regular cleanse and one thing and another.